The lady there, and then I'll take the gentleman. I know you've already asked a question. I'm going to... Sorry, yes.
My name is Marcia Fulsandra. I'm a journalist and filmmaker, and I've been involved with this subject for quite a time. It's a very short summing up. I agree, I know the Muslim question, I know there's been terrorism, I know there's been, things have been happening in the jails, it's terrible and so on, but you've got to believe that change can happen. Because if you don't believe in change can happen, it will not happen. That's what you've got to believe in. And work together, not 100 different opinions in this room, but one opinion to make it work, and work with the people that have the power.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, my name is Samir Nasif, and I'm a freelance journalist. My question is to Dr. Yamani and Dr. Rashid. There are other Arab Gulf countries who have a similar sociological background to Saudi Arabia, and they have had a different trend in their development of democracy and other issues. How would you explain these phenomena? Why were these countries able to go faster in terms of reform and dealing with opening up in terms of values and so on, faster than Saudi Arabia? And do you agree with the others who are saying now that it is possible with King Abdullah that things could change if he changes a little bit the team around him?
Dr. Al-Rashid first, and then I'll take the others.
First, we said that what do you want the West to do? I don't want you to believe for 1 minute that I call upon the West to act on Saudi Arabia. I bet if you look into my books and read every single article on my website, you will not find that. In fact, I was one of the first people among my community to object to military intervention in Saudi Arabia. So this kind of accusation, you can write it on the internet, on these blogs and websites, but it cannot be brought it cannot be brought in this context, because people read and know exactly what I'm talking about. The second thing about my family, that's another accusation. You could read it on the internet. You could read it. Mudawi from the Al-Rashid family. My roots, those people who say to me, go to Saudi Arabia, my roots are very long and go deep in Saudi Arabia. And I have been to Saudi Arabia. But the reason why I don't go, and I'll tell you that in a minute, what I'm saying is that this kind of accusation that I have a personal grudge against Saudi Arabia, it's not true. We fought battles, there is a winner and a loser. And my family still lives in Saudi Arabia. But those who believe in human rights cannot live in Saudi Arabia. Those who think in terms of politics cannot live in Saudi Arabia. This is the reason. No. I tell you why. No. I tell you why. No. When you talk about women and you write about women, yes, I didn't want to talk about women in this context because everybody in the company of this gentleman expect that a woman would only talk about the women's issue. Exactly like we have in Saudi Arabia. I do not talk only about women's issue, I talk about humans in Saudi Arabia. Both men and women.
I just reassure you, I suggest you go to Riyadh and nothing will happen to you whatsoever.
Yes. I will do
Go to Riyadh,
Let me check.
you can raise it with him and have nothing will happen to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Yamani.
Go and visit Saudi Arabia.
Take the whole world to a parliamentary trip. Okay, excuse me, I'm chairing. Please, Daniel, please respect. No, excuse me.
Mr. Chairman, she's really welcome to come on one of our podcasts.
Thank you very much. No,
I would like to answer you, please. If you have been silent and defending the regime against the thousands of people, I've just distributed their names, thousands of people who cannot leave the country and who are in jail, would you, if I go back and get the lashes that I have been told by the Minister of Interior. You are saying, Professor Madawi Rashid, go back, go back. You have been silent about the many who have been tortured in jail, who sit in jail just because it's the type of regime. Would you defend me if I go?
What really worries me is that you are using,
I have already
without the lady is using, is trying to portray, the problem is the lady is trying to portray herself as a martyr to these people that she can't go back to Saudi Arabia. If she went back and nothing happened to her, which nothing will, she'll lose a lot of the prestige that she's trying to peddle.
Okay, I think
she'll lose her raison d'etre and criticise.
Oh, come on, Daniel, man.
One last round of questions, and I want to take this lady at the front here. No, you're too late. And the lady at the back, and the gentleman in that corner. These are 3 questions, and then I'm going to wind up. Sister, yes.
My name is Samir Habib. I'm not a politician. I'm an MD, GP. I'm coming to study. First of all, I'm proud to be Saudi, and I don't want my children to grow up in the UK. Like you, when you grow up.
I didn't grow up in the UK. I grew up in Riyadh, and I went to Madaris Tarbiyat Islami.
Then I don't want my children to grow in the UK.
Okay.
And she's coming to my clinic at the age of 14, pregnant, and they cannot inform her parents because the law doesn't allow me to inform her parents of her pregnancy. I don't want my children to grow. As you said, Michael, your mom or your grandma was covering her hair a long time ago, like 50, 60 years. Now Great Britain will lose its Great Britain, this thing's name, because of this socially dysfunctional families. All these such dysfunctional families.
I think we're getting into a debate. I'm not going to accept that. I'm sorry, I'm not going to accept that. The lady, was there somebody at the back? Oh, this lady at the front with the hijab. Yes.
So I've been listening to this with an ever-growing sense of rage, because the House of Saud, which is universally acknowledged to be a corrupt and self-serving body, has been propped up for decades by the grace and favour of the British and American system. And yet we then turn around and cite the human rights abuses perpetrated by the House of Saud as a kind of indictment of the brutality and unspeakable nature of Islam. But we have acknowledged that the House of Saud and the system in Saudi Arabia is not Islamic. And I feel that if in this country there is a genuine concern for turning around the human rights abuses that go on in Saudi Arabia, then it's simply a matter of pulling the plug on the support that England and America has consistently been giving to that house.
Thank you, sister, for your comment. And the gentleman with the beard at the back.
Yep. Question to Daniel, as an obvious friend of Saudi Arabia, as an MP, can you tell us what are your efforts to get the Saudi people the best value for money from the Yamama deal?
Well, this is a debate on human rights in Saudi Arabia, not about defence contracts.
So they have rights for value for money, yeah?
Okay, well, I think everybody's made their points, and we've answered as many questions as we could. I know there are lots of questions, and I know you've sent a question as well. Can I say thank you to Society Outreach? Can I say thank you to Society Outreach, and a big round of applause for Suad. And trust me, those of us who are Muslims, who understand Islam, that just because Saudi government or some prince tells you that they are Sharia, it's not true. Thank you very much.